It is ridiculous that us fucking barbarians over here are like dry wiping. It's ridiculous.
Well, I have this theory of this concept of why you would want one. Like if you threw like a hand glove of paint on a wall.
Okay.
Would you try to clean it up with like a bunch of newspaper, or would you grab the hose? Hi guys, welcome to the Beanstalk Podcast, where we talk about everything travel.
Sharing first-hand travel advice and getting to the bottom of real-life experiences in the hopes to inspire you to get out there yourself. We are so ready.
Ready for what?
Ready to fight a bitch.
What?
I don't know. I just figured after this morning and hearing all the giggles and yogurt cup scrapings, we wanted to maybe fight somebody. What do you think? What do you feel about that? What? What are you saying?
I think I was in there for like 15 minutes.
Really?
Since we got down here.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
He just I thought they might have locked the door. And then this guy emerges.
Out of the bathroom.
Don't go in there.
Do not. Okay, so we have quite a bit to recap. And it's been a hot minute, since we last did. What are you looking at me like that for?
What?
You looked at me all weird.
A hot minute, huh?
Yeah, I know. You like that?
Sounds gross.
Well, we did have quite a hot minute in Thailand while we were there on the second go-round.
That was a bit literally, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It was hot. Sweaty. Muggy.
Too goddamn hot.
Yeah. We're just not humidity people. We're not people who like to be drenched in sweat 24/7.
No, you can't escape it.
No, you can't.
I mean, you can momentarily, but at some point you're going to have to be released into the wild of the weather.
Yeah.
Of Southeast Asia's crazy, sticky, disgusting air.
Yeah, and there was there are ways of escaping it, but you kind of have to, like, go further up north. Because the further south you go, the closer to the equator, the just sweatier and grosser you get. And, like, if I could have I probably wouldn't want to have this be, like, a vision in my head, but, like, I find it quite funny thinking of myself while after having taken a shower, dry myself off, and then I try to put my underwear on.
No, this is going somewhere good.
No, but it's hilarious because, like, the underwear I wear is kind of stretchy, you know?
Yeah.
And it's, like, designed so that you're not chafing because
right.
that's, like, the worst thing ever when you're sticky and humid. So, like, I'll try to pull, because you dry yourself off and you're, fine for maybe 2 seconds, and then you just immediately, again, are sweaty and sticky. And so as I try to put my underwear on, it's just like this weird wiggly dance of, like, trying to get it all up and in the right place. And it sticks to your skin, so it's like, from ankles onward, I'm, like, stretching, like, slinking around.
Yeah, it's gross.
You're
it's
gross.
True.
It is true. So yeah, that was kind of just a little glimpse into what we were dealing with as far as weather. But
yeah, that's the ultimate cliff note of what you deal with humid in a crazy degree.
Yeah. What did you say? Human?
Humid.
Oh, humid.
Humidity.
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 Humidity. Yeah, so how long were we in Bangkok that last time that we were?
Let's see, like 12. No. Was it 12 days?
It was.
It was 4 and 4.
12
we
days.
stayed at 3 different places, 4 nights apiece.
I think we started kind of becoming the Goldilocks of hostels in Bangkok.
The Goldilocks.
Yeah, like Goldilocks and the Three Bears or Three Beds or whatever the fuck.
We definitely sampled a lot.
Yeah, and we were trying to find the best one. Mm-hmm. But I don't think we ever found one that was just right.
How many hostels would you say we've stayed in Bangkok?
Oh, I thought you were going to say overall. I'm like, oh, I have no idea. Bangkok, maybe like 12? A dozen, I think.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I don't know. There's still chance to maybe find the perfect one, but...
The very last one we stayed in was nice.
What was the name of that one?
Bed One Block.
Bed One Block. Oh, yes. That was a nice one.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's in a good location,
and it was the
too.
last one we found, and we only had one night at it.
We were supposed to have
We're like,
2.
damn it. Yeah.
But our train tickets, the only thing available to get back to Bangkok was an overnight train, so we missed out on one night.
So we had to forfeit the
First
night, yeah. So I guess from Bangkok, after the 12 days of kind of jumping in and out of different hostels.
Well, what were we doing?
Yeah,
Eating Thai food.
Eating a lot of Thai food.
And we were out of the main area for sure. We were.
It took a while to get
It was
into
quiet.
the city center.
It did take a while. Mm-hmm. It had its drawbacks, but there were the pros sides of
there
it
were
also.
Definite pros. I almost prefer staying out of the city center than I did staying in the city center.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends.
We did get to ride the little canal boats, which was cool. We did that for the first time there.
Yeah, like not the main river longboat, but the actual canal in the city center boats.
And they go fast, and they're cheap as can be.
It's almost like you wouldn't even know they're there because everything is so developed and congested that you're like, oh, there's a canal there, and that's a total like water artery transportation form.
Yeah.
It's pretty odd. I had a great time.
It was a lot of fun. And
how much did that cost?
It was like 8 baht.
Yeah.
Which is like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 30, 40 cents.
Maybe, if not even. If
not
even.
If not even.
Oh, Jesus. That's going to be a new saying now. If not even. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And I think they have quite an extensive little, map of where they can go and where they can take you. Mm-hmm. Which is pretty neat.
Yeah, it's pretty intertwined with it. What was that?
I don't know. Okay, this is where we're at, guys. We've been going for a long time. We hit our wall probably about 4 months. Yeah, 4 months
2 or
in.
3 months ago.
So we're approaching month 7.
We've been on fumes for a while.
Oh my God, we're running on fumes. So yeah, within the last, few weeks, it's been kind of a shit show. And this is where our brains are. And we're just counting down the days of when we can leave and come back home, which is sad to say. It's not like we don't appreciate where we're at, because we're in a pretty cool city at the moment.
We're just exhausted, and the way we've been able to travel is just depleting us of any remaining energy.
Yeah, we are utterly exhausted. You know what Carl said to me this morning at breakfast? He's like, "You look well rested." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, because you've been looking tired for a while." I was like, "Fuck you." He's like, "Your eyes don't look as puffy and dark." I was like, "Oh, great. Thanks for that side-handed compliment." Backhanded compliment? See, this is, my brain. It's not. If not even. This is where it's at. So, so back to Bangkok. We did end up staying at I think there were 3 hostels the first go-around. And then we ended up trying a lot of different street food. Even
with where we were so far away from the city center that in the evening it was hard to find street food.
At the second place.
Oh, that's right.
Or the third place.
The fourth place.
The fourth place. I don't know. Yeah. Fuck it. It was one of the places. It was, like, kind of hard to find food.
Yeah.
And we ended up settling for not such a good dining experience. Food. It was food.
It was better than the breakfast we have here.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But we did end up meeting with...
a couple different people. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah. 3 different people.
Was it 3?
3.
I can think of 2. Who am I missing?
So the first one was...
nice.
Was...
Madeline.
Tamra.
Oh, it was Tamra.
We met up with my friend Tamra, and I went to high school with her. We were good friends, and then, like, you know, after high school, you kind of go your own ways, do your own thing, and then I think on this last trip, we had met up with her because she was teaching English in Ayutthaya, which is, like, the old capital of Thailand, and so we stayed with her for a couple nights then, and then, yeah, she happened to be in Bangkok for a few nights.
She's since moved back to the States.
Yeah, she's been in and around Boise area, I think, since maybe a couple years now or something like that, or maybe not even. But she said that, you know, she was going to be in Bangkok, and so we met up with her for a nice dinner, caught up, and yeah.
Courtesy of her dad.
Yeah, her dad paid for dinner, which was amazing. Thanks again, you guys. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then we had another kind of travel buddy who was going to be in Thailand around the same time and happened to have a couple nights in Bangkok while we were going to be there. And it was our friend Madeline and her dad.
Also with her dad.
Yeah. And Madeline we had met in Malaysia on the first trip. And then we had kind of made our way back into Europe and stayed with her and her family in Austria, which was pretty awesome. And, yeah, she happened to be back in Thailand.
For a short trip.
Yeah, a pretty short trip, like a couple weeks. She was, I guess, treating her dad for him having worked on where she is now currently working, which is kind of out of their house doing hair stuff?
Yeah.
Like salon stuff. I'm not sure exactly everything that she does, because I know that, like, cosmetology encompasses a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if she does, like, nails or stuff. I think it's mostly
like
hair, if not all hair.
Yeah, I think so. But, yeah, so she's treating him to a vacation in Thailand, and we didn't actually get to catch up with him because I think he was pretty tired at the end of their trip.
But we love George.
But we do, yes. We wish we could have seen him.
That whole family's awesome.
Yeah, all of them are. And so, yeah, we had a pretty awesome day out with her and went to the Grand Palace in Bangkok. We hadn't seen it before, and it was insane with the amount of tourists that were there.
I think 80% of the tourists in Bangkok are all at the Grand Palace.
At least
That's
that
how
day
it felt
like it. I think it was a Sunday, too, so it was like...
Yeah, it was.
Overload tourists. We had, like, gotten into one of the temples, and then it took us maybe, like, 5 minutes to kind of, like, wiggle our way out with how many people were packed in there.
Very slow going.
Like sardines. It was impressive, though. Like, the whole, you know, layout and structure and, you know...
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was... pretty amazing.
Well, we ate a few meals. Mm-hmm. We showed her mango sticky rice, which I was surprised that she never tried before. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's one of the things that I crave the most about Thai food.
Yeah. Then after that, there was another gal who used to work at the pizza place that I had worked at for years. We never actually worked together, but we have many mutual friends, and we had met, like, I think through parties that were being hosted by people who...
Good mutual friends.
Yeah.
Or, like, close mutual friends.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, she was just so happened to be in Bangkok around the time that we were there, too, so...
The Ramblin' Steph.
Yeah, the Ramblin' Steph. She has been kind of wandering the globe for the past, I don't know, how many years?
Quite a while.
Quite a while. And she does it seasonally, so she's got a job.
She's set up for that.
She does. It's such a sweet setup. So she was telling us she works in... I
mean, with her work, with her housing situation.
Yeah.
It's pretty ideal if you're wanting, you know, for the lifestyle she's living.
Yeah. Yeah. So she works kind of like in the maritime... up in Seattle field, you know? So she works on, I want to say that they're cruise ships.
She's trying to become a captain.
Yeah. She's going to try to become a captain. I think she said she's going to try to buy a boat, which is awesome.
To, like, do her own tours.
Yeah. So she's pretty set up for a badass lifestyle.
Yeah.
And she takes amazing photographs. If you want to check her out on Instagram, that's... the Ramblin' Steph. So that was fun. We had a night with her where it was so funny. We kind of jinxed ourselves, and we were like, "Oh yeah, no, we haven't, talked politics with too many people." Oh, usually, what happens is they tell us, "Oh yeah, Trump sucks," and we're like, "Yeah, he does," and then that's about it. But then we got to a place where we
went and got some food first.
Yeah,
and then we ended up going to this riverside bar. Mm-hmm. And that's where we met a couple. Where were they from?
She was from Canada, and he was from Sweden.
Yeah.
And they were
clearly drunk.
Clearly. And clearly Canadian. That's what I was going to say. I was like, oh, shit.
With a bit of a lack of the friendliness.
Oh,
Canadians are usually really friendly.
And very polite, but she was just like, oh my God, what's wrong with your country? And we're just like, holy fuck.
Do you even believe in climate change? I was like, yes, you stupid bitch. What are you judging me for? Like,
no, she asked me, the first time she asked me, she was like, climate change? And I think that's all she said.
But then she directly asked me, she's like, do you even believe in climate change?
Did she say that?
And I was like, yes, there's obvious science, there's so much evidence.
Can I tell my
whatever
side of
my
it?
response was like a one sentence, well, a fucking course. And then she just like shut up and like continued on the other conversation that was with the dude and Stephanie.
Can I say my side of it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So she looks at me and she goes, like with her kind of drunken gaze where I'm like, are you looking at me or where are you looking? And she goes, climate change? And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, well, what do you think? I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean? It sucks. And she's just like, what do you think about climate change? Do you believe in it? And I was like, I seriously laughed at her. I laughed in her face because I was like, who doesn't fucking believe in climate change? Well, at least like for that question being directed at me, I was like, what the fuck? That is the most ridiculous question I've heard. But I guess it kind of makes sense because some people don't believe in it. But I was just like, yes, I believe in climate change. It's fucked up. I've traveled. I've seen
the effects. Around the
of
world.
How shitty this earth is being treated. And so it's like, yeah, I had to explain to her that I believed in climate change and it's how horrible it is. But then it was like, that happened 5 times throughout the entire night. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Why do you keep
asking me?
Oh, yeah, you're drunk and not retaining much information.
So, yeah, it just became this shit show of a conversation because Steph was, more engaged in the conversation than we were. I think that you and I tend to kind of withdraw.
Because I was like, these people are just drunk. This is just going to get argumentative, which it did. Mm-hmm. So and it's just going to get... nowhere good. It's not an enjoyable conversation.
Yeah, the main focus, I think, was if the U.S. should back out of Syria or not. And so, like, the whole conversation just... And he, the guy from Sweden, had spent a lot of time in Syria, so he had a lot of personal emotions and attachment to the story. So it just really started getting like strong. There were strong feelings and like yelling and all that stuff.
And so they were almost like directly blaming us for our involvement, or for like the U.S.'s involvement over there, and why it's so fucked up. It's your fault.
I never.
That's
felt
how it felt.
I never felt that. I just felt like they were talking about how fucked up the U.S. is, and I'm like, yeah, they are.
But then they would say, but America's the greatest country in the world.
Yeah, and I didn't understand that either.
Who the fuck are you? What do you want?
What do you want from us? So, no, it was a little odd. It was a very weird night, and it dragged on until like 3 a.m.
3 in the fucking morning.
And we were getting eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Yeah, like the bar's lights went off at like 1:30.
And these blue lights came on. And
then the mosquitoes
like,
started fucking
I swear,
swarming.
That's the way for them to try to get people to leave.
That makes sense.
I mean, it's like, I worked in the restaurant industry, and we would like turn some of the lights off so people knew, hey, we're closing, get the fuck out. Maybe they do that, and they turn on the blue lights, and they're like, mosquito ass, Like,
yeah, like attracts the mosquitoes.
Yeah, like brings them out and just eats the shit out of people still waiting there.
Yeah, but it was like a really nice evening up until those two got involved.
Yeah.
And decided to come and spark up a conversation of dog shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and I didn't. If Stephanie wasn't there, I would have just left.
Oh, I would have, hands down.
And I was like, God damn it, because we had just went out of our way. This was the only evening we were able to meet up.
Yeah.
Because she was leaving the next day for Myanmar.
Yeah. So, I definitely wouldn't have stayed there that long.
I wouldn't have even said it. I would have just got up and left.
Yeah, I will say though. The conversation itself was not dog shit, because I feel like some of those things need to be discussed, but the way that it was being discussed was dog shit. Because there was it was like no back and forth. It was just...
It was too much one-sided. It was too much emotion.
Too much emotion. Yeah, there wasn't like any learning. Because there were a lot of times where Steph was like, tell me what you mean, tell me. And he was just like, and like would yell at her. And she's just like, what the fuck? So, yeah. Could have been handled differently, I felt like. If booze wasn't involved, it might have been enjoyable. So, that was that night. After that, we left and went back up to Chiang Mai to escape the humidity.
And a little bit of the heat, and just the air is a little bit nicer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely slightly cooler. It's not as humid.
It's not as big of a city.
The sky's a little more blue, but it's still not, ideal.
No, it's the second biggest city in Thailand, but it doesn't really feel that way.
No, it doesn't.
It's quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again. So we were there for like a week, 8 days.
I felt like it was longer than that.
I thought it was 8 days, but yeah. It was like 4 and 3 nights. 3, maybe it was longer.
It was like over 2 weeks.
No, it wasn't.
Yes. We had 5 nights at the first place. And then we added a couple more.
Shit, maybe it was like 2 weeks.
Yeah. And then we stayed at the other place for, 10 nights. Because we had 5 nights at first, and then we added 5 more nights. It was like over 2 weeks.
It was like, I don't know.
Long.
It was like 3 months.
It was like a lifetime ago, guys.
We were there in 2010, and we're just leaving.
That's how time feels when you're out and about and traveling. It just like all starts to kind of
it just gets convoluted, and you're like, I don't know what time means anymore.
I literally had a moment walking up the stairs to go to our room today where I was looking at the hills and I was having this thought, and I was like, where are we? Like, that's how I felt.
Yeah. Like, which country are we in right now?
Where are we? I'm asking you.
Shut the fuck up.
No, legit.
I've had that too, because you do think about other places you've been, or you talk about other places, or you'll see something that reminds you of something else, or you'll do research on another place. And then you'll be like, wait, where the fuck am I really, though?
And when you're moving around so much, it's like it literally does feel like, where are we?
Yeah. I forgot which city we're in.
Yeah, I've had those a lot. I've had those waking up more so than I have just like walking around.
I've had both, yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, Chiang Mai treated us pretty well on that last visit. We didn't get into any motorbike accidents.
Well, we didn't get onto any motorbikes, period.
Get onto any motorbikes, so that's...
No motorbikes equals no accidents.
Mm-hmm. We were thinking about it, but...
We actually had planned on it, and then I started getting a series of fucking headaches.
Fucking headache.
It was the worst headaches I've ever had.
It was crazy. We thought you had dengue.
Something was seriously wrong. I couldn't even think. I couldn't even lie down. No. The first night it lasted for 2.5 hours, where it was excruciating and like disabling, where I couldn't even do anything. I was going to take a shower, and then I came out, and the second night it was for like 4.5 hours.
Jesus.
Where like I was just shaking in my bunk. It hurt so bad. I didn't know what to do.
No, I just like sat there rubbing your back for like 2 hours.
But I remember this first night it came on, and then I'd taken some Motrin, and it was about 2.5 hours, and it was so painful, like in the back of my head. Mm-hmm. And then the second night it just surged on again, and I was literally scared that I had to deal with this again for that long. Yeah. And it lasted for like twice as long. And it was... I don't have words to explain how bad it was, but I couldn't do anything, and my body couldn't even handle it. I was just shaking.
Yeah. It was not
I couldn't talk.
Fun.
I couldn't think. I couldn't drink water. I just had to like endure this fucking crippling feeling in my head.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not a fun time.
And then I ended up getting some Tylenol because I heard Motrin's not good, or aspirin isn't good. So I got some legit Tylenol, which helped, and lived off of that for a while, which I hate doing because I hate taking pills, even just for headaches or whatever. But it was definitely necessary. And they kind of started to dissipate, but they were always still there, but they weren't as bad as the first 2 nights.
But I mean, even yesterday
it was like
you had one.
8 days total, though, where...
Yeah.
And I've still been dealing with them here, even.
I know. It's not fun.
Although today's been good so far.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just like all the stress, lack of sleep, dealing with bullshit. And
I think that's probably got something to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The traveling, switching time zones. Probably not enough water.
Most likely.
Yeah. So I've been trying. I was doing a lot of smoothies.
Yeah, those were
which
nice.
were like $1.25 worth, and you can get like spinach and avocado and a bunch of fruit in it. So
yeah, where are those?
Huh?
Where are those? I want them.
In Chiang Mai.
Oh, okay, let's
They're
go
across the world. No, I'm good on Thailand for a while.
Yeah. So yeah, I think while in Chiang Mai, we didn't do a whole lot. We kind of were just kind of relaxing because of those headaches. We didn't really venture out.
I feel like I couldn't
much.
do shit.
Yeah.
So we actually had planned on doing the motorbike route, which was a loop around through Bai and kind of in the hills in the mountains.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do shit. So
yeah, we were wanting to jump back on that horse, so we're not fearful of it, but...
I just wanted to end it on a good note and not have my last experience on a motorbike be one involving a crash.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
But that didn't happen, and who knows, maybe for the best. We didn't get hurt. We're all in one piece, and we're one step closer in making our way back home. So, as we were kind of just relaxing, we went and saw a couple movies.
Yeah.
We saw A Star is Born and Bohemian Rhapsody and the Lego Movie, all at different times.
Well, Lego Movie was back in Bangkok.
Yeah, that's true. But so was A Star is Born.
Was it? It was, yeah.
So. Oh, wait.
No.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because that was my birthday.
Oh, it was, right. Where were we?
Where were we? What? What country?
What happened?
We did go to a floating market on my birthday, which was pretty fun.
It wasn't as
floating as we thought.
As markety. It was floating, but not as markety.
It wasn't as floating markety as we thought. It was, there were maybe like 4 or 5 little boats that were along this dock, and they were floating and they were cooking, which was cool. But there weren't like a lot of up and back, like a little canal series with like tons of boats that were just kind of like, you know, the ideal floating market.
Yeah.
But we did take a cool boat tour, which was on these little, like, long, fast kind of speedboats. And there was a gal who was the guide who was just hilarious. And she would call us, bless you, she would call us America. She was like, America! And then
what do you think of this, America? I think we're the only Americans on there.
Yeah. But, I mean, she would call the Chinese people China, you know, and then, like, whoever else, like, France.
Yeah.
So it's, she was just kind of calling people out by their country name. And she was able to speak a little bit of each language.
Everything.
Yeah.
She was saying shit in Chinese. She was saying shit in France.
Yeah.
Or French.
And it was just, like, super... She went to France, and she said shit, and then she came back. No, but she was just, like, going off while we were on the boat, and... Yeah, it was hilarious. And her name was...
Coffee?
Miss Goffy.
Goffy, I remember.
But it really sounded like coffee. But yeah, she was super adorable and sweet and funny. And we took the boats down this canal for like maybe a good...
Like 30 minutes.
Half hour. We hung out around this temple that had a lot of roosters hanging out around it, which was kind of cool. And then we got back in the boat and went back for 30 minutes. And
we did make a stop, though, where there was people selling bread on this dock.
Yeah, it was really weird.
And for that reason, there was a shit ton of, were they catfish?
Catfish.
That were swarming, and to where they were just splashing like crazy if you throw the bread in the water.
It looked like the entire river turned to catfish.
Yeah.
It was so weird. Like, you could not see any water anymore.
Yeah.
It was insane.
It's like they knew that that's where the food was, so that's where they all stayed.
Yeah.
And people would just come, you know, all day long buying the bread and throwing it in the river to feed the catfish.
I just had a thought. What if it was like, that's how many catfish were in the entire thing, and they just kind of like hovered underneath the water, and then as soon as the bread came, they're like you couldn't even swim in there without just being like engulfed in catfish.
What if you fell in? Would they like piranha your ass up?
I don't know.
I feel like they'd sucker you.
You just have all these immediate hickeys all over your body.
It's like you got blasted with a paintball gun.
Gross.
What happened? Oh, it fell in the river.
No,
It's catfish.
Suckles.
I got suckled. Like, what happened?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I got suckled in Thailand. I don't know.
It was really weird, though. But yeah, she was hilarious and just a lovely person.
Yeah, she was a character.
She was
been really
doing
friendly.
it for 19 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miss Coffee.
Mm-hmm. And so after that, we went back to... Oh my God, that was in Bangkok. What am I even talking about? Okay,
I just had the same thought. I was like, why did we skip?
I'm like, why did we go back?
But that was on your birthday. Maybe you just forgot and wanted to edit in.
Yeah, I did.
Good job. You did that really well.
I did.
I didn't even notice.
You didn't. I tricked you. So while in Chiang Mai, I also...
Now we're back in Chiang Mai.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's
Funny
where we
that
learn.
happens.
I know, right? It's hilarious. This is where our brains are.
Did you say hilarious?
I said hilarious.
Oh, they're like hilarious.
I probably should start saying that, though. I had taken a Thai cooking class, which was pretty cool. And that was the day that Carl went and got tattooed. No, it wasn't.
No, I got ink like almost right when we got there.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It was like the third day.
Yeah. Well, then talk about that since we're sticking to a timeline. Talk about your tattoo. No, we're not sticking to any timeline. We're jumping all over the place.
Yeah, there was a Chiang Mai tattoo convention. And before we even had the idea to go to Chiang Mai, or before I should say I had the idea, I saw that Chiang Mai was having a tattoo convention, and where I'm from originally in Northern California, there's this gentleman who's been from the same area who also tattoos. And I have a few friends that have some work of his, and I really like his
work.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Seems like you're struggling.
But he was going to be at the convention. I was like, holy shit, how cool would that be to work out, to link up and, get a session in.
Yeah.
Which we did. Although it was a day after. We had settled for, I think, this Saturday. And we tried to get train tickets after. And the train tickets were sold out for that day. And I was like, fuck. So we had to go, we had talked and then ended up getting tickets for Sunday because that was just the only option we had. Mm-hmm. So, I got back in touch with Kurt and ended up Sunday worked as well. So
it's funny, too, because during this whole time of us, getting train tickets, of us having the idea to go to Chiang Mai, of us, you didn't tell me you were getting tattooed, which was so bizarre to me.
I swore I did.
No. And then, we get up there, and you're like, yeah, there's this convention. I was like, are you getting tattooed again? And you're like, yep. I'm like, what the fuck? Because I was even looking into, possibly going to an island or two, or, other places. Cause
there's no islands up north.
I know. This was before we even decided on up north.
Oh.
So I'm saying, we had a bunch of time, so we had options of where to go.
Yeah.
We were even looking into India. We were looking at all different places.
Yeah, we were.
We were literally just
so
in Bangkok
close.
Because the flight from Hanoi to Bangkok was cheap.
Yeah.
And the flight from Bangkok to anywhere in Europe was cheap.
So close to going to India.
We were. But then, Carl's like, oh, yeah, we could go up north, Chiang Mai, do this motorbike trip. Yeah, wow.
I love the boater bikes.
Oh, motorbike, you. No, but I think
Sounds
you
hot.
had, I think you had baited me with yeah, let's do this motorbike loop because you know how much
I legit wanted to do it.
Legit.
The day after I got the tattoo is when the headaches started.
Yeah, I know.
And I was for real on board. I really wanted to, because like I said, I wanted to end on a good note with
for sure.
a motorbike experience. But then I was cranially crippled.
And you were like, ow, headache, jeez, what?
Whatever. You saw that I was writhing in pain.
Totally kidding. I know you were. It was horrible. It was stupid. I did not like seeing you like that.
That was brutal.
It was.
But yeah, so I ended up, getting a tattoo at the convention by someone from the same small town in Northern California.
It's crazy. Such a small world.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I got a reaper head on the inside of my knee.
A little reaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Knee reap.
Knee reap?
I don't know. No good?
No.
All right.
So yeah, that
appreciate your honesty.
I think that was pretty much the reason why we went to Chiang Mai.
Well, I had looked also into going to islands as well, but the logistics were more drawn out. Because Bangkok to Chiang Mai is just a fucking easy train ride.
Straight shot. Yeah.
It's a long train ride, but it's just one train, get on, you wait all day, and then you're there.
And
whereas the islands, you can take a train, but then it involves a bus,
a ferry,
and then you got to get a ferry, and then you got to get another
there's
bus.
A lot more
involved. And each thing they can charge the fuck out of because there's no other option.
No.
If you want to get to the island, you have to go on this ferry.
And I think that was where we got ripped off the most when we were in Thailand last.
Yeah, that's where my bag got fucked with.
Yeah, so.
I was looking into that.
Yeah.
But it just seemingly could get expensive, versus just the train to Chiang Mai.
Which, in hindsight, with how crazy sold out the trains get.
Especially on Saturdays, avoid Saturdays.
The struggles that we had as far as I shouldn't say struggles, but the trouble that we had with finding the right time and day that we needed. I would suggest looking into bus rides.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they're even a little faster. I don't know why we didn't even think about that. We're like, no, train.
Because it seems like it would be really expensive. But I think they're a little cheaper and a little faster.
Yeah, they're a lot cheaper and a lot faster. So I would probably look into that next time. Just a note for y'all.
Yeah. We've never done it, so.
No. Mm-mm.
But, yeah. I mean, the train is like 11 hours.
It's long.
It's a long ride.
And the last one we took was overnight getting back to Bangkok, and it sucked.
It may sound like a cool idea, and you think of, at least before we had done any overnight trains, I would think of like the Hogwarts Express, where it's some comfy cabin.
Yeah.
And you're in some cool little cozy thing, but it's not.
Not at all.
At least this overnight train ride.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
It's rocky, it's jolty, people are yelling up and down, there's mosquitoes, it's hot, uncomfortable.
Yeah. No sleep. There's no sleep.
Yeah, no sleep.
But I wanted to talk about the cooking class I took because it was pretty cool.
Tell us about the cooking class.
I'll tell you about that cooking class. So it was just me because I think there was only one spot left. And I think Carl said he wanted to do something else rather than a cooking class. And, excuse me, there was like maybe 5 other couples there. There were like 3 couples that were celebrating honeymoons, which was just kind of weird. But, yeah, and then it was like me by myself. And it was fun chatting with everybody, and they were pretty fascinated by our story, which was pretty cool. Just talking to people who want to hear about it or even ask decent questions about it rather than just be like, where have you been? What's your favorite place? Okay. See ya. There was one girl, though, that did compare her long trip, which was 9 weeks, to what we did. I was like, honey, 9 weeks? Like, that's nothing. Like, what are you talking about? But, yeah, so it was really cool, though, just chatting with everybody and just hearing their stories, what they did back home. I think there were 2 from Canada, 2 from New York.
2 couples?
I meant just like 2 people.
Oh.
The one couple from Canada, one couple from New York, and one from Boston.
Of course, the couples are going to be from the same place.
Wouldn't that be weird? I'm like, 2 couples were from Canada, 2 couples from New York, and 2 from Boston. That'd be creepy if, like, none of them came together. And it was just like a double up. Yeah. I'd feel like I was getting spied on. You know? Yeah. Then there was a guy from China, and his son was supposed to come with him, but didn't show up.
Really?
Yeah. So he was kind of like being friends with me. Yeah. It was really cool, though, as far as like learning. First thing we did was like go to a market, and we were learning about all the different ingredients that we were going to cook with. And it was neat because he explained to us what dish we use it for, what to look for, and literally like all the food was just fresh as can be. And it was a giant market. And then when we went back to the place where the kitchen, we started using all the ingredients, and they had it set up so efficiently that it was just like you learned the techniques that were going to take time to learn, but it went so fast that it's like you didn't really have to pay so close attention to the other things that don't really need, time and effort involved. Like, so we made a curried paste, and that was literally like the mortar and pestle, and like you had to like bash that shit for maybe like a good 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like just sit there, and it was like everybody bashing this stone pestle down, and
it's bringing my headaches back.
Oh my god, it was crazy. I was like, maybe you should pass out earphones for this bit, or earphones. I was thinking like maybe you should pass out earplugs for this bit because it was so fucking loud.
Yeah.
But it was cool just to like see how to actually, get it all together to make a paste. And so I did that with the curried paste. And then I also did it with like this, I think it's like a fresh dip. It was like a tomato, like a stewed tomato and onion and garlic dip.
Dip for what?
Veggies.
Oh, to dip veggies in?
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, so I guess I have to clarify that this wasn't like actually Thai food. It was what is called an Aka cooking course, which Aka is like a culture that is specific to northern Thailand, Laos, Myanmar, and then just above Tibet. So it's a culture that is not actually Thai, but is kind of
like a region that encompasses like 5 countries.
Yeah, exactly. So it was pretty cool, and the food felt so much more healthy than Thai food does.
Really?
Yeah, and like way more fresh. And even though they did have some Thai dishes on there, there were a lot that was, it just felt really healthy and like, felt like you would find it in those areas if you were to like get outside of city and tourist life and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And oh my God, the flavors were, you couldn't beat them. So good. We made mango sticky rice. We made 11 courses, which was fucking cool. So we did like mango sticky rice. We did a pumpkin coconut soup, which is like also another dessert. We did a curried, I did a massaman curry, and then we did tom sum soup. Som tum. Som tum or tom sum?
I think it's tom sum. Tom yum.
Tom yum. Tom yum? Yes, tom yum soup. It's like a sweet and sour kind of curried seafood soup. And then there was holy basil chicken, and some people made pad thai, and then there was like some hors d'oeuvres like spring rolls and papaya salad, and I'm forgetting one, but yeah, there was a lot of fucking food I learned how to cook, so I'm excited to take that back home and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then shortly after, we left and went to Bangkok and flew all the way here.
Yeah, we took our overnight train, which... Did you get any sleep?
I had maybe half hour of sleep.
I got maybe 2 hours, and that's being generous.
Yeah.
And then we got off, took a train, switched and took another train, got to our hostel, and then we're up for the whole day.
We were.
Yeah. We ran around and kind of, this was our last day in Bangkok because we were going to leave the following morning. And so we were getting some last minute things because it's a lot cheaper in Thailand than it is where we're at now.
Yeah.
So like I got a couple soaps. You did as well.
Mm-hmm. And then, when we got back to the hostel, we went to sleep at like what? I went to sleep at probably like 1. I don't know why I stayed up so late, but.
Oh, 1 in the morning?
Yeah. And then I had to get up at.
I was up pretty late too. I think it's like you push through the crazy zombie hour, and then you're just kind of like
more
in
of
the weird normal sleep schedule.
Yeah, it's odd.
Like, oh, it's 10 o'clock, but this is when I'm normally awake, though. I don't know. It's weird.
It is very weird. But we had to get up at like 6, right?
Yeah, got up at 6.
So we slept maybe
a couple
4 or 5
trains.
hours. Yep.
Oh, we did get laundry done, which was nice. I hadn't done laundry in like 4 months. 3 months.
You got laundry done here.
Oh, that's right.
Where are you with your
I don't know where
timeline?
I am. My timeline's all jacked up.
What country are we in? Here, hurry, quick.
Czech Republic. We're in Prague.
Yeah, so we made it to Prague, which was awesome. But that was after 20 hours of travel.
And we knew that we were overstaying our Thai visa by 1 day.
It wasn't 1 day. It was like a half a day.
Well, they look at it as 1 day.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And I was a little nervous just from things I'd read about. Mm-hmm. And I was just going to try to play dumb.
Dumb tourist.
If anything were to happen, because you're told, you get a month, your visa's a month. and we had arrived on January 12th.
Yeah.
We were leaving on February 11th. So I was like, oh, I thought it was like a month, like 12th to the 12th, right? But it's really like 30 days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we had to be out by February 11th.
Yeah.
And I was just going to play that if I needed to. And the one lady, we had kind of got separated through the lines of the airport going through passport control. Mm-hmm. And so Whit had already gone through. And then I had a different lady who looked a little stern. And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And she was like, you've overstayed your visa for one day. You need to wait over there. And I was like, fuck.
She said that?
Yeah.
They said absolutely nothing to
Really?
me. They had one guy come over, and he, like, looked at me, and he's like, come here, and, like, kind of waved me over. I was like, oh, what? And I go over there, and then he just stamped it, like, initialed it, and then smiled at me. But he smiled at me really weird, which kind of makes me worried about trying to get back into Thailand, because it seemed like he was like, and fuck you very much. And then, like, gives me my passport.
Yeah, so the lady was like, and she did not have a smile on her face at all. She was as stern as her face was before I got to her podium and explained that you've overstayed your visa by one day. You need to wait over there. Oh. And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I saw the red light.
And then, oh, really?
Yeah, because there's, like, lights behind each little station, and the red light went on when you got up there, and I was like, oh, that can't be good.
Yeah, but then this other gentleman came up and, like, just stamped it, you know. I think he saw it as like one day, whatever.
Yeah.
She might have been a bit more strict. And, you know, so I said thank you in Thai. And he was just like, yeah, that's, you know, he seemingly didn't care.
No.
At least for it being just one day.
What's thank you in Thai?
For men, it's kap kun kap. Kap kun kap. Kap kun krap.
And is it krap or kap?
I think it's either, depending on where you're at.
Yeah. For ladies, it's kap kun ka.
Kap kun ka.
Kap kun ka.
But we made it through, and once we were through and I had my stamp, I was pretty relieved. So, you know, we took our flight here. Got here pretty late. It was, or no, we got to Dortmund.
I was like, wait, you're
Not
skipping
Dortmund.
a step.
We got to
Dortmund?
Dusseldorf. What?
Both of my butt cheeks are so asleep. I cannot feel them.
That must feel weird.
It feels so weird. Oh.
But we got to Dusseldorf in Germany, and we had a layover for like...
Yeah, I think it was an hour.
So we had to get a pretzel since we were in Germany, which was super good.
It was so good.
We got a pretzel and a coffee.
How do they do the pretzels so good?
They know how to do them.
They know them.
Yeah, it was killer.
Like, you can't compare any pretzel you've had in the States to a pretzel from Germany.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's like crunchy on the outside, but super soft on the inside.
It's not crunchy, though. It's just like firm.
The outer
layer is firm. The brown bit is firm. But the inside is like soft as a pillow. It's so good. I want one right now.
Yeah, and then we did catch the next short flight, because the flight from Bangkok to Dusseldorf was like 13 hours.
Flight from Bangkok to Dusseldorf, yeah, it was like 14 hours.
And then the flight from Dusseldorf.
Did you get much sleep on that plane?
No. I nodded. I like nod-napped.
Nod-napped.
Yeah, which was like quick little 15-minute increments.
Yeah, I did the same.
And then the flight from Dusseldorf to Prague here was like just over an hour. It was like an hour and 15. Mm-hmm. So we got off and we got out of the airport and we're like, holy shit, winter is alive and well in other parts of the world.
It was cold.
You could see your breath, and we just went from over 90 degrees with crazy humidity to below freezing.
Yeah. It was
in half a day.
Freezing. Yeah.
It was like we skipped an entire season and went from summer directly into middle of winter. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, we took a bus, which drove us towards the main center of Prague. Mm-hmm. And then we had to catch 2 connecting light rails that took us near a hostel. And finally checked in, finally fucking made it. It was like over 20 hours of traveling. Yep.
And we got here, and it was like maybe 9:30 and
at night.
And it would have been what time in
It was
the morning?
like so 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it would have been like close to 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
What we were used to. So we were, and with just the lack of the train from Chiang Mai to Bangkok and the flight just everything, like collectively, we're fucking wiped.
Yeah. I was pretty whooped.
Whooped and wiped.
Sounds like a raw butthole.
Ew.
I don't know.
Speaking of raw buttholes, though.
Oh, we're back to toilet paper.
No, I am missing the bum gun.
No more bum guns.
There's no more bum guns.
But
That's so
there's
stupid.
no more heat and humidity, and there's no more mosquitoes. I legit, during this recording, took off my beanie and was like, oh shit, I gotta put it back on because my head could get bit.
Oh, really?
Because I'm still used to that.
Weird.
And I'm like, oh wait, no, there's no fucking mosquitoes.
Yeah, but I don't give a shit about if there's no heat and humidity. I feel like it needs to be adopted in the Western world of getting a bum gun in your bathroom.
They're pretty nice.
It is ridiculous that us fucking barbarians over here are like dry wiping. It's ridiculous.
Well, I have this theory of this concept of why you would want one. Like if you threw like a hand glove of paint on a wall.
Okay.
Would you try to clean it up with like a bunch of newspaper, or would you grab the hose?
That's smart.
Right?
Yeah.
You're like, well, yeah, if I just use the paper, it's just going to smear everywhere.
Yeah.
Or you could spray it off with the fucking hose and it'd be brand new.
Right? Yeah, that's smart.
That's the concept I go off where, to me, it makes fucking sense.
It does. And you'd probably just like be fucking up the paint job on the wall if you didn't use the hose.
You're going to rub away a few layers.
It's true.
The wall's going to bleed sometimes.
Gross.
We've all been
The
there.
existing paint's going to come off.
Yeah.
It's going to chip. Gross. But yeah, no, it's serious. Like, why the fuck can't we just adopt this idea? It's magical.
Yeah.
I'm going to install one when I get home.
But we're not
ready,
as sweaty
Mom and Dad.
because part of the bum gun appeal is because you're so sweaty, and that's where a lot of sweat collects. So you kind of spray off a lot of the sweat and salt crystals, which creates a chafing.
Yeah, true.
So you do feel refreshed on multiple levels once you use a bum gun.
Yeah.
Whereas here, I mean, we're not sweating at all, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's too cold, but it's not as appealing at the moment or necessary, but.
Yeah. I still think it's necessary. Anywho, so we're in this
we're in
hostel
Prague.
that's
let's talk
very
about the hostel.
large, and it seems like a Kentucky bus stop.
Totally.
So it's like the tour buses are out back. There's a lot
Literally.
of kids running around.
Hundreds.
And they're loud and obnoxious, and they don't know how to behave in hostels.
Or just in life.
Yeah.
That's the thing, too. It's like hostels, if you're traveling on a shoestring budget and you want the cheapest of the cheap without it being shitty.
Yeah.
I mean, one, either it's going to be shitty and that's why it's cheap.
Yeah.
Or two, why it's going to be cheap is it's going to be fucking massive and they have 1 million beds. Mm-hmm. So they can afford to fill the beds for cheaper.
Yeah.
But those are the ones that, get all the fucking Kentucky tours with all the drunk youngsters that just travel around and they're obnoxious, rude.
Yeah.
And just no common courtesy or manners for other people in the rooms.
Yeah.
And they fucking smell.
So
yesterday I went to the bathroom, there was just like dried vomit on the seat.
Really?
I was like, really?
Gross, dude.
You just left that?
Nars.
Which I wasn't surprised at all, but it's that sort of shit where you're like...
Clean the shit off.
Right?
Yeah. There's like just
definitely the worst crowd, and all the youngsters spray this cheap fucking cologne that's like Axe that I call Bro-derant.
We've deemed it Bro-derant.
Yeah.
And it's basically nasal rape.
It just makes my headache want to start to come back immediately.
It's true. I mean, there's no escaping it.
It just, it's like what you said, it's like nose rape.
It is.
You can't escape it. It's just like, fuck, you spray that in the room, really?
Yeah.
That much?
Yeah. I heard him spray like 12 times yesterday. No
It's
joke.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Just cheap chemical smell.
Yeah, and
that
then
they think smells good.
There's these two guys that are from Australia, and they're both in the same bunk, and they laugh at whatever they're watching on their devices, but like out loud and all the time. Like it's whatever they're...
It's just this loud, obnoxious, doofy laugh.
And it's like people are sleeping. It's 11 o'clock at night. Why are you laughing? Or it's like
8:30
in the morning. Why are you laughing?
Like, there's other people sleeping, dipshit. What the fuck are you doing?
We're getting so hostile in these hostels because...
I said that's why they call them hostels, but they spell them different because they make you hostile.
We're just getting fed up with people's bullshit.
Just stupid hostile kids.
Yeah. Well, it's like there's no respect for others.
Yeah.
Just blatant disrespect.
They're so wrapped up in themselves and their own world.
Yeah.
At least like 95% of them.
I'm going to start crop dusting people. Legit. He starts giggling. I'm going to whip up a little doozy and walk right by him and be like, boop, right past his nose.
What sound like?
Maybe.
Boop. What was that? It wasn't a fart, but what's that smell?
Oh my God. I thought it was someone's alarm going off. So that's what we're dealing with.
That's the latest. Glad to be back in Europe, though.
So glad. The weather is
Prague is more expensive than we remembered.
Nice. Yeah, it is.
But it still has cheap things.
I got ripped off the other day.
Oh, my God, so bad.
It was fucked up.
So you've been hanging on to this currency from Hungary, Budapest.
Yeah. From Budapest, I had taken out a little bit too much than I needed, so I just kind of had this.
This was like 4 months ago.
It was a while ago.
You've had this for a long time.
I know. It was worth maybe like a couple $100 that I had left over, like U.S. equivalent. And so I was like, I'll just exchange it once we get back to Europe because it'll be easier that way. And I couldn't find any place to exchange it over in Thailand or Vietnam or anywhere.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
Which makes sense because it's like, who the
fuck's going to use that over here?
Who brings Huff over?
Yeah.
And so we get here, and Carl had pointed out, he's like, oh, look, something with 0 commission. And I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. That sounds good. Don't go to 0 commission exchange places. And they're on the street. They seem legit. They're totally like a storefront, whatever. They took half of the money.
Yeah, they gave you the worth of like $90 in Czech koruna and charged you like $90 worth.
This was fucking ridiculous.
So yeah, you had like $180 worth of the Huff, and they charged you. They took half.
Well, he very quickly grabbed my money, took it, and then gave me something to sign, and I was like, okay, and that's just like standard shit.
And then gave you the amount.
I didn't realize that they can just basically rip you off, just
to your face, and then just do it fast, and they're like,
and do it real fast.
And I was like, wait, how much?
I was just like, I can't cancel this transaction. And he's like, you can call and complain to this, and like marked it on the receipt. I was like, oh, get fucked.
Piece of shit.
So literally, they just fucking rob you blind.
So yeah, I would definitely, if you were to ever
do
go
anything
to an exchange
with Western Union on it,
Western
because we
Union,
checked all of those ones, and they had
like
the
an
legit
exchange app.
rate.
There's multiple ones. And just see what the worth is,
and this is
and
what
how
I
much
was.
It's going to charge
this is what I was using, and I had already put it in before. He gave me my money back, and I was just going to check it because it's like, he gives me.
We're going to check it. Go on.
So he gives me the cash back. I had seen how much I was supposed to get, and it was like $4,000. I got $2,000. I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, wait, that's it?
Yeah, I was like, this doesn't seem right. And so, I asked him if I could cancel, and he said no, because I already signed the thing. So it was legit, just robbery. Yeah. But make sure you ask how much you're going to get back for that money. Don't sign anything until you know for sure that what you're going to get back is pretty close to what you're looking for. So definitely get those exchange rate apps, and I have a good one. I just didn't use my fucking head. I didn't think about it. I just signed before getting it, and I really didn't think that they could do that.
Yeah, it's so shitty.
But they can, so don't fucking Yeah, that was a lesson that I guess needed to be learned, even though it really fucking sucked.
Yeah, zero commission should mean they get zero business.
Yeah, it should. Like, legit.
That sucks.
Yeah, but you know what? C'est la vie. You live life. You learn life.
So
you lose money.
We're broke in Prague, and
we wish
need
we could
help
come
to
home,
get
but we
help.
can't get back. No. These seasoned travelers are stupid. No, I felt so stupid though after that.
When you're tired too, you're not
think.
like as sharp as normal.
No, you're not.
You're just tired, and you're like, I just want
Whatever,
money. What
give
do I
me
do?
my money, whatever.
I
Yeah.
haven't slept well in 5 weeks.
I feel so old, even though my bags don't look as puffy or dark today.
That's coming back.
Ew, so are yours. So
What's our next?
Where are we going next?
We're going to ye old London town
Ye old London town.
on a lovely 18-hour bus ride overnight.
Good God.
It-
Why did we decide on that
The cost.
rather than a flight?
It was so cheap compared to the flight cost,
Yeah, it's true.
as well as, God, it's so stupid. But if it is overnight, you do save yourself on a night's accommodation,
That's true.
which in London it can be at least $20 per person.
20 euros. But we're probably not going to sleep.
It'll be pretty broken and minimal.
Yeah. But we'll get to London, where we booked an Airbnb, which is less than a hostel.
Yeah.
But it is a little ways outside of the city. But it is close to our friend Jacob's.
Yeah, who we get to see twice on this trip.
Hi.
Your sneeze face is hot.
Ew.
It's not. I'm kidding.
Ew. Neither is yours.
I know. Is anyone's?
I don't know. Yeah. I'm really excited to
Pretty
hang with her.
special. Yeah, we're both looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure.
As
Can't
well as
wait.
just getting to London. I love London. I know it's a big city, but it's one of the few that I really like.
Yeah, it's a good one. Got good vibes. Really nice people. It's very culturally diverse. It's like a big melting pot.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So we're pretty excited to get over there as well as out of the hostel scene.
Yes, thank God.
So no more crowds of crappy kids.
Crowds of crappy kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be nice. So we get to just stay in a little flat and
Have our own
relax.
space.
Take
We
the
can
train
cook if we
in.
want.
Yeah. And then from there we fly home.
Yeah, I go to Brighton for another tattoo at
Oh,
a
yeah,
tattoo
that's right.
convention that I'm super excited about, which is actually why we've kind of been holding off going home to wait for this opportunity.
Yes.
And yeah, after that, it's heading home.
Mm-hmm.
Back to friends, family, and dogs.
And fresh clothes, not living out of a pack.
Not showering with flip-flops.
Showers that are nice. You feel like you can actually get clean.
Yeah. No more disgusting travel shoes
Ugh, yes.
that just smell rotten
No
and
more
feel gross.
cheesy backpacks.
Yeah. More than 2 articles. They're like 2
Outfits.
outfits. I was going to say articles of clothing. I have more than 2 articles of
I was
clothing.
like, that's really not a lot.
That's minimal as fuck, bro.
I have a loincloth and a tube top.
That's all I got.
Yeah,
But yeah, still 2 outfits is pretty minimal.
it is very minimal.
1 shorts, 1 pants, 2 shirts.
I think I've collected a little bit more over the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see how the journey home treats us. So it'll be good.
But we're looking forward to not having to sleep overnight in like LAX on the way back too. So we have 2 direct flights
Oh yeah, that'll be nice.
to where we get back on the same day that we left. So
Yeah, we go from London to Denver, Denver to Boise.
Yeah. So we leave on the 26th. We get home on the 26th. Although we do gain a lot of hours going westward. Mm-hmm. Whereas I think on the start of the trip, going from LA to Barcelona, we like lost a day.
Yeah. Which is funny because it's like, I think that way also affects you more with jet lag
for sure
than this way does.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm fine without any jet lag, and we traveled 14 hours,
Yeah, I'm just tired as fuck at like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, but that's
But then I get up at like 5 or 6 in the morning, and I'm wide awake.
It's just got to be the hour difference or hour change.
Yeah.
It just works more in your favor. Yeah, so that's
where we're at, what we're doing.
We're sorry for the delayed and podcast, but we've been kind of dealing with some shit.
Yeah.
But hopefully no more. And hopefully the stress will go away and your headaches will go with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for being patient.
We will definitely talk to you guys here pretty soon.
Yep.
And let you know what's going on. All right. Bye.
Bye. If you liked what you heard, subscribe to our podcast.
If you feel inclined, leave us a comment or review, tell someone you know who might enjoy to have a listen, and feel free to share on your choice of social media.
If you want to know more about us or see any photos of our travels, you can check out our website at trailofbeans.com.
We also have a Facebook page where you can follow us on our upcoming adventures and get updates along the way, which can be found by searching @The Bean Trail.
If you'd like to support our travels and help ensure the continuation of this podcast, you can do so by contributing through our Patreon page.
Just visit patreon.com and search for Beanstalk Travel Podcast. Each donation is greatly appreciated and gives you an inside look at a day in the life backpacking abroad.
We'll be back next week. Same beans.
Same pod.